Welcome to Xero Hero, a short video blog from HBA Encompass aimed to make your Xero journey easier. Please note that all the slides today have been created from existing Xero training videos. Xero has rapidly changed in the past few years, so sometimes the pictures are using old screenshots or overseas versions. Where possible, each session is followed up by a live demonstration. If you have any queries regarding any content delivered today, feel free to contact me via email, victoria@hbaencompass.com.au or phone 0754 7094. Welcome to Multicurrency.
A lot of people don't use multicurrency, but if you do have a US dollar account or a euro account or a pound sterling account or something like that, Xero is extremely useful in dealing with them. So what it does is it gives you real-time conversions with the exchange rates. And there's a program called Xero.com that does that. And it calculates gains or losses instantly. So what it means is if you invoice someone 1,000 Australian dollars and they pay you the equivalent into your US dollar account, depending on the exchange rate on the day or until you actually pull the money out, instead of being $1,000, if you pull it out, equivalently it might be $1,100 or something like that. So Xero actually works out the gains and losses on an instant basis, takes all the difficulty out of it. So to add to multi-currency, you first need to be on a Xero Premium 10 ledger, I do believe it is, to allow you to get the multi-currency. And then it's a matter of under the settings going to currencies and adding a currency first so that you have that one. Okay, so currencies, add a currency, select the one that you want and click add. So that's fairly straightforward. And then you can actually choose in the invoice how you're invoicing it, whether it's Australian dollars or US dollars or whatever it is. And then you have your foreign currency bank accounts, which you do the same thing with your invoices and purchases, the same as any other bank account. But what it will do is it will always convert it into Australian dollars for your reporting processes. So you can see this one here is euros. So there's 100,000 euros in it, or 20,000 Canadian dollars. So it shows in the Canadian dollars here because that's how it's reconciled. But if you do a profit and loss report, it'll say, well, my euros are actually $150,000 or $150,362.42, whatever it happens to be. Okay. So you can see here that we create them using the updated exchange rates or a manual rate. It's up to you which way you want to do it. And then when you click over it, this is obviously the sample here is the US version of Xero. But if you actually click on where it says what the exchange rate is right now and what it is in US dollars. So if we had an Australian version, it would show you what it is in Australian dollars here. Okay. Also has, you can see here, this is a balance sheet and it's got the balance, but it's got a big fat note and it tells you the conversion on what date so that you know where the figures have come from. So this here on the 21st of July, that's what it is, and that's what it was on the 31st of July 13. So it gives you the correct figures at the time of the report that you're running. Now this one here is provided on the 21st of July because this report must have been pulled for a July report before the end of July. Not to try and confuse you that they're just using odd dates. But you can see that it's just a matter of clicking on the notes and it will always tell you what they are. And you can see there's Canadian, there's Euros and there's Norwegians. So very good for knowing in your mind how much you've really got in the bank if it's not in Australian dollars. And from an accountant's point of view, it makes it really easy because we don't have to do journal entries to bring in at the end of the year. Okay. These footnotes will also print at the bottom of this report as well. Okay. So as it says here, your balance sheet will revalue your bank accounts, accounts payable and accounts receivable in real time. So if you're invoicing in US dollars to someone, then it will show the value there. Your accounts receivable will be all your Australian dollars receivable plus your US ones converted at the US exchange rate on the time that you pull that report. Okay? So very, very cool, very easy to be able to manage what things really are without having to do the maths every time you look at a report. There is a foreign currency summary report, and it shows you the balances and any unrealised gains or realised gains. So an unrealised gain is the difference between what it was when you did the invoice and what the value is at the time you pull the report. A realised gain is the difference between what it was when you sent the invoice and what it was when you're physically paid, just so that you understand the two of them. And then there's a report there for the whole year, and it also does it by account as well. So it tells you your accounts receivable, your account payables, and your bank account, and it tells you that there's been a movement for the whole year of 2,271 because of increases and decreases in the exchange rate. Again, not something that most people will use on a day-to-day basis, but if you are trading in different currencies, nice and easy to be able to just let the computer do what it needs to do. Okay. Sometimes there'll be an invoice payment both in a non-base currency. So invoice and payment, both of them. So you might invoice in American dollars and get paid in American dollars. Okay. So you can choose the way that it's done. So it can be paid in the currency that you created in, or it can be paid in a different currency, just to totally confuse you. But I think so you can see here that the example was the invoice was created in euros, but the customer paid in Norwegian krones. So Xero will just take care of all that. I'm not going to deep dive into it. They're on the handouts if you want to look at them, or if you want more information to ask me about it, because it's something that so few people use that it's not a big drama. My name's Victoria Berry. I'm one of the directors of HBA Encompass. So if you need to contact me, my email address is victoria@hbaencompass.com.au, or of course our phone number is 0754 44 7094. Thanks for listening.